everyone, it is Monday, and that means it's time for one of my regularly scheduled draft videos of the latest format on Magic Online. I post one every Monday and Thursday at a minimum. This week, I think I'm probably only going to hit the minimum, but we'll see. I'll see you guys when this Rivals of Ixalan draft fires. Okay, well, this is a rare that has really loved me in Tendershoot Dryad. I think just in recording, I've drafted it at least a couple times, and I think we're going to take it again. It's one of the best bombs in the format. It is kind of bomb that you do have to find the right spot for, because if you play it early, it's probably going to get blown up. This pack does unfortunately have a really strong gold uncommon that most likely someone to our left will end up in Murpho. Of course, it also has 2 Impales. So black may not really be on the table for us, though. If we're taking green, who cares? But Jungleborn Pioneer is pretty good, too. And if it wheels, we can feel pretty confident about green. The good news, though, is that you can always splash Tendershoot Dryad. It's only got 1 green symbol. So Tendershoot Dryad it is. Crested Herd Caller. Tendershoot into Crested Herd Caller. I do like Kamena's Awakening, but only in a more controlling deck. I think we just take the Herd Caller. There's nothing else close to it in this pack anyway. Well, that's not true. Bombard's pretty good. But I think Herd Caller, you take Herd Caller over Bombard anyway. Bombard is like maybe the best common. You know, it's in the conversation with the pacifism effect and Impale / Moment of Craving. But it's good. Being instant speed and doing 4 damage for 3 mana is really good. Okay, Baffling Ends, nice removal spell. It's probably what I take here. Jadecraft Artisan's fine, Frillback's fine, but I think this is enough of a reason to go into white. I don't think this is. I think people overrate this card a lot because it's a rare. It is good if you can slap auras on it and back it up with combat tricks, then it gets out of control, right? But most of the time it's just a 2-mana 2/2. And I'd rather take a good removal spell over that any day. Yeah. If, Suncrested Pterodon comes back and we're like a green-white Dinos deck, I wouldn't hate that either, but we'll take Baffling End. Not a bad start to the draft, that's for sure. I mean, these are 3 cards that I am outright happy to have in my deck. And there's a Jungleborn Pioneer for us. Legion Lieutenant, the other Lord, but obviously that ship has sort of sailed for us. Not seeing a lot of white in this pack. It could have just been light on it, but all there is a Pterodon. But Jungleborn Pioneer is better than Pterodon anyway. I think they're both good. I do like Protean Raider. And this is a pack that doesn't have much for us. In either green or white. We could take a Raptor Companion who's fine. I might just take an Evolving Wilds. The best cards in this pack aren't really reasons for me to give up on green and white just yet. I mean, Protean Raider, if it were one color, might be. But I think I'm going to take Evolving Wilds just so if we have it, it means we can splash Tendershoot Dryad if green ends up not being open enough. And that is worth a lot. So Evolving Wilds it is. Okay, well, there's an Atsucan Seer. That's good news for us. Snubhorn Sentry has definitely overperformed in this format. This guy's playable too, but we definitely want the Seer. We now have double fixing. So that worked out pretty well, actually. We can splash a lot of things just between an Evolving Wilds and an Atsucan Seer. Most bombs with 1 color, or if we're low on removal and we want to splash like a Bombard, for example, we can. Also, returning Crested Herd Caller from your graveyard to your hand is pretty sweet. So, wouldn't mind it. Form of the Dinosaur. That card is good. It's sort of a weird swingy card, though. It is probably the best card in this pack. You could also just take a Legion Conquistador. I mean, they're great when you pick them up in multiples. Jadecraft Artisan's fine. It is double red, so if we're splashing, we can't splash it, I guess is what I'm saying. Form of the Dinosaur. Like, it has to be, you have to be either at parity or ahead of your opponent, and then it's great. If you're behind, it's not so good. It can just kill you. I think I'm going to take a Conquistador. Well, back-to-back Conquistadors. I think that's 2 Conquistadors is better than my first Raptor companion, even though my deck already has 1 little dinosaur payoff. And obviously the Conquistadors are better in a vampire deck, but... Combat Trick or Traveler's Amulet? I think between Traveler's Amulet, Evolving Wilds, and Atsakan Seer, yeah, we'll take a late Snubhorn Sentry. Could think about the Horncrest. I know some people are really high on this, like LSV. Luis Scott Vargas is like loves this card. I don't get it. I mean, I've played it. It's fine, but he thinks it's like really good. And he's like one of the best players in the world, so maybe I should listen. But you know that I know a lot of people don't agree with him. Would we rather have another dinosaur or an artisan? You don't want to stack up too many 4-drops, and that can definitely happen in this format. This is a playable blue card, but we'll take the sideboard card. Well, now we have 2 of them. Yep, we'll take another throwback. So I wouldn't mind like sun-crested pterodons. We've got a lot of dinosaurs, and that's a nice little payoff. We can splash good red dinosaurs like Raging Regisaur. Unfortunately, this isn't one of them. It's also double red, so why would we want it? So the white here, the best white card here is Exultant Sky Marcher. And the best green card here is Jadecraft Artisan. It's not the best pack. This could be a pack where I take Bombard and try to splash it. Which, I mean, I could do. But I think Exultant Sky Marcher is reasonable. I mean, it's no Bombard, don't get me wrong, but it's already in a color we're in, and it's a good card, so I think I'll take it. There's another one. There's a Squire's Devotion. 3rd Legion Conquistador. I think I'd rather have Squire's Devotion. 400 of the Legion's nice if you're a vampire deck. But yeah, we'll take the Devotion. We do really need 1s and 2s. Okay, here's another Squire's Devotion, but there's also a Luminous Bond, Suncrested Pterodon. Arch of Orazca is actually pretty good, but I think we take the removal. We have so many 3s. Look at that. We need some 2s. We definitely have some 3s that could get cut, like one of the throwbacks I wouldn't hate cutting, especially because we don't have a lot of dinosaur payoffs right now, but come on, somebody pass us an off-color bomb that we can splash. Don't know if I would run Conquistador if I just have 2 in a non-vampire deck. Okay, so Majestic Heliopterus has been a big disappointment. It's okay, you know, giving flying to a throwback is nice, but it just dies to everything, and it's a 4-drop. If I had a bunch of 2-drops already, I would probably take it, but because I don't, I kind of feel like I have to take Martyr of Dusk. It is a great 2-drop, so yeah, it's what I'll take. I mean, if this comes back, I'll be pretty happy. I wouldn't mind taking one. Forerunner of the Legion, another Raptor Companion. I think we take this one. The green cards here, I don't like Overgrown Armosaur a whole lot. Jade Bear is not for us. Naturalize is fine, but I think we take the Companion. Okay, well, now we're going to go for a 5, but it's one I like, and Suncrested Pterodon. Another Suncrested Pterodon or a trick? Probably another Pterodon. It really has overperformed. That's probably about all the 5s we want, ideally, but we do have a little bit of ramp, so we can play turn 5 Pterodons or Herd Callers, which is pretty good. We still haven't really found a reason to be splashing, but Evolving Wilds, the nice thing about it, unlike Traveler's Amulet, like there's no reason to run the Amulet in a deck that doesn't need to splash, but Evolving Wilds is good in any deck. It just makes your mana a little better. It's at its best in a deck where you're splashing, and we could still open like Vraska or something in our last pack, so it could still happen. Another Raptor Companion, I think. So we'll move that over there for now, but I like the look of our deck. Dino Town. Okay, do we just want to grab a 6, big 6, or Jadecraft Artisan? I don't know that either is really going to... We don't have any 4s yet, but... Neither's like really great, has a really great chance of making the cut, honestly. I think the Dreadmaw has a slightly better chance. Okay, Conquistador number 3. Yeah, all right. We will play 3 Conquistadors. It's like in an ideal world, there's a really late Sailor of Means and a really late Deadeye Brawler. Horncrest. Sure. Not one we want to splash. Strider Harness, I guess. To be honest, green really hasn't been that open, but because of Tendershoot Dryad and how open white has been, we're doing just fine. I mean, maybe we could have gone like white-blue and splashed the Tendershoot Dryad, especially given how late that Sailor of Means was around, but... yeah, we don't have enough vampires for you. We do have 4, but that's not enough. No, we have 5 actually. Could definitely think about it. We could splash Mark of the Vampire. I don't want to, but it is pretty gross on Suncrested Pterodon. Yeah, Slash of Talons is okay, but I think I'd rather have Atsukin Archer. And more than... yeah, we'll take the Archer. We don't have any Enrage, but it kills stuff and it blocks well. Do we just take another Archer? These packs are sort of sad. I might just take a Pterodon Knight here. Vampire Zeal's a nice trick, but Pterodon Knight with a number... oh, there's also a Bishop Soldier. I think I'm going to take the Soldier in the end. It's a good 2-drop, and we could use some more of those. So, like, ideally, I wouldn't hate cutting one of you. Branchwalker. That's a really good 2-drop. And I just think that's what... yeah, that's what we take here is Merfolk Branchwalker. This might not be the best Snubhorn Sentry deck. It is sort of a more defensive card, at least in the early going. Air Elemental's nice for somebody. Another Pterodon Knight, also Deeproot Warrior, Crushing Canopy. This time maybe we take a Pterodon Knight. We have a lot of 2s already, and it does give us another flying threat. We only have a couple of those at this point, so yeah. Move this Wilds over here so it doesn't sort of interfere with our number of playables. So Vampires-wise, we have 3 Conquistadors, Martyr of Dusk, and Exultant Sky Marcher. Yeah, 5's not enough, though, for Sanguine Glorifier. Like 7 might be, and ideally it's just like 10. 10 is when you just like are always going to have something to put a counter on. And dinosaur-wise, I mean, this is going to have flying all the time. We have 2, 3, and we could run more if we wanted to. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I won't always have it because it'll get it on turn 5 when it's attacking, because by then it'll have it. And we could always run another Frillback if we really want to have more dinos. Or Snubhorn Sentry. Pounce. That seems pretty good for our deck. Doesn't it? Yeah. It's good once we get up here. It's not as good on the lower levels. We don't have any of the like 2 mana 2/4 guy who's a 2 mana 2/4 on your turn. So I think we still take it, but it may not make the cut. Skyblade of the Legion probably wouldn't either, so that's the other card worth looking at there. Lurking Chupacabra. So sad we can splash whatever we want, and like Bombard was the one thing we saw where we were sort of considering it. Crash the Ramparts, I guess. I don't think we're going to play it. It's an okay trick, but New Horizons helps us ramp and fix, but we're not splashing anything, so we don't really want it. I'll take a Ceratops, though. I don't think it makes the cut. Tishana's Wayfinder does, though. And that probably does boot out of Frillback. Commune, but I don't really think we want it in our deck. Another Pterodon Knight. Another Colossal Dreadmaw. Not sure we want two. I'm not 100% sure we want one, actually, but... Crushing Canopy. That's a nice late pickup for the sideboard. Commune's fine, too. So... what to do here? Gotta cut 4 cards, I think. Deck looks pretty good mostly. I'm just really disappointed. We're not gonna splash that. I'm just disappointed we never saw something really worth splashing. So the Conquistadors are nice. They are a lot less good in a non-vampire deck, but I still think they're probably worth running. I think Pounce probably isn't good enough. Creatures we have that are decent at pouncing are Atsakan Seer, Tishana's Wayfinder. Exalted Sky Marcher's okay at it. I mean, they can kill 2-drops at least. None of these are, which they usually aren't, but except in this format where you can get the hardy veteran who is really good at pouncing and hunting the weak and stuff, which is a really nice bonus for that card. So I don't think we play Pounce. We just don't have enough good creatures with it. I mean, the stuff up here is good with it. I probably don't play 2 Dreadmaws. We have so many 3s that we probably have to trim something from there, and that's why I keep sort of coming back to the Conquistadors. Are they worth it as much in a deck without the Vampire synergy? I kind of feel like they are. I mean, they're just so good. Like, late game, you play one, and you search up 2 more, and your opponent's hand is empty. Like, that's great. And in the early game, it's just like a little blocker. Granted, he is not a very good blocker in the early game. There's some stuff that he can't block at all. He doesn't trade that well. So am I talking myself out of it and deciding to hold on to the Frillbacks because I have like 2 Pterodons and 2 Pterodon Knights? What the hell? Let's cut the Conquistadors. They have underwhelming stats compared to the rest of our deck, really. That means we can put 1 card back in. Could put a trick in like Crush the Ramparts, Crash the Ramparts. I don't think we want any of these high curve things. Could be Snubhorn Sentry. I think that is fine. Yeah, let's bring him back in. And I think this will be our deck. I think it looks pretty reasonable. I mean, we have some good power. You know, we can sort of curve out and do a bunch of damage, and then in the late game have a Sun-Crested Pterodon just finish things, or a Colossal Dreadmaw, or, you know, Tendershoot Dryad, which will really end things. But I think that's it. We do have Evolving Wilds, so our mana is going to be a little bit better. And yeah, 8/8's probably just right when we also have Evolving Wilds. So, all right, this is the deck. I'll see you guys in the first match. All right, we're going into our first match, and I would like to play first. And yeah, I think this hand's a keep. I mean, it doesn't have anything till turn 3, which is annoying, but that's probably okay, especially on the play. You don't get brutalized quite as much in this format if you don't have a 2-drop. Of course, I say that, and my opponent plays Sky March Aspirant on turn 1, so You know, you can still really suffer if you don't, but usually you don't. So, do I have more double white or double green? I guess I have more double green. Let's get a forest. All right, well, we're going to take 2 from this thing. Then we probably play Tishana's Wayfinder. Yeah, vampires, it looks like. Okay, so yeah, let's play the Wayfinder. I mean, exploring's nice. We get a little bit of value out of it. You know, normally it would be great with Squire's Devotion and stuff, but I don't have double white, so I think I'm actually just going to put her in the graveyard for now. Well, forever. My deck doesn't have a way to bring her back or anything. Yep, Voracious Vampire gets to do some stuff. But we get to play Squire's Devotion and really make it so they can't race us, which I think is probably what I do. Ooh, well, now I think I just kill this with Atsukan Archer. Attack for 3 first. If you get to actually kill something with Atsukan Archer, you're really getting there. You're really getting some value. Of course, it can't block the Voracious Vampire, but that's okay. We're just going to kill that. Yes. Reach should also let creatures block menace creatures as if they're 2 creatures, right? That wouldn't be too complicated. It would be weird if they ever print other keyword abilities like Reach that are basically creatures who ignore evasive keywords. Hopefully they never do that, because the whole Reach thing's weird enough, you know? So since they have mana up, I don't feel great about the idea of playing Devotion. So I think I just attack and play a frill back here and see what happens. I mean, we have Luminous Bonds if they play anything scary. We have Squire's Devotion to get ahead in a race if we need to. For now, I think just playing another creature who hits hard is a good call. Yeah, they got something for us. Yeah, okay. Well, Squire's Devotion would have actually gotten around that, but on either of these 2 creatures it would have, that is. Vampire Revenant. Well, having a 1/4 with Reach here is pretty nice. So we take 2. Yeah. Now I think we play the Devotion. We get our token. And we attack with just Tishana's Wayfinder. Race shifts in our favor, and I think we just slam another frill back here. So, if the opponent plays something scary, we have Luminous Bonds. The worst thing they can do to us is kill our Tishana's Wayfinder with the Devotion. Yeah. I think we're in pretty decent shape. Do they impale my Tishana's Wayfinder? They Chupacabra it, basically the same thing. So that's pretty bad. That, like I said, that was the worst thing they could do to us, and they did it. Ooh, this will be good. We'll just play our Pterodon here. Pass. Yeah, pass. We'd like to hold on to the Vigilance, I think. I was thinking about attacking with our frill back, but didn't seem like a great option. So Moment of Craving is something to keep in mind when we sideboard. We may want to side out a card like our frill back. We do need a certain number of dinosaurs in our deck because we have enough payoffs for them, but we'll take it. There's no reason to like block and risk crazy things happening there. I mean, we could block multiple ways too, but I still didn't think it was worth it. All right, now is when we see if they have Divine Verdict. So we'll attack. They do not seem to have Divine Verdict. I think we just tap out here, play the big Dreadmaw, and end our turn. What do they have? Vampire, draw a card guy. No, their own Mark of the Vampire. I see. That's pretty gross. But we do have Luminous Bonds, so I was going to say, really? So we can shut down their attempt to make it so they win the race with our Luminous Bonds. And we'll just take the 5 here. They go to 14. We're going to go Luminous Bonds. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and get in there with all of these. 12 damage. Yeah. They can, of course, block the Frillback, but that's okay. They could block this, too. It just wouldn't be very effective. So they take 8. And they may have a trick. Yeah, okay. Still take 8. And we still have shields up. We'll hold on to this forest, make it seem like we have a trick or something. I wish I had more Atsukan archers the way our opponent's deck is played out. They have 3-1, they have a 2-1. Theirs does not have vigilance, so that's what we have going for us here. So we're going to attack with our Pterodon and our Dreadmaw here. Can't really block either of them effectively. I guess they could triple block the Dreadmaw, but they still go to 4. I would kill both of their ground creatures. Yeah. I think that works for me. It does scare me my opponent still has 3 cards in their hand, but you know, we have 2 in ours and they're all useless. I guess the downside about keeping the Pterodon alive, potentially, is that it can block my Pterodon. We also lose Vigilance for now. Maybe it's better to kill the Pterodon. Drop them to 4, then I have 2 damage. But I don't know. Reducing the number of bodies, I mean, I can actually attack with the Archer and the Pterodon if I kill both of these. So, yeah, I think it's better to kill both of these. Kill the 2 smaller creatures. Reduce the number of bodies over there. Drop them to 4. And we'll end our turn. It's a close game. They've managed to... Suncrested Pterodon does a good job of... Uh-oh. 2 Suncrested Pterodons. That's not great. We do have a counter to that in our Creature with Reach and our own Pterodon, but that makes it hard for us to get through. I wonder if they have a trick. I mean, we're kind of... Yeah, alright. We end our turn. We don't have anything we can do. Where's our other Suncrested Pterodon? Tendershoe Dryad, this would be a good time for you. You would just get me there with all the Saproling tokens. Sky Marcher, another flyer. Wish I had like 4 archers right now. Hey, this is going to be a long one because we just drew our Pterodon and we'll end our turn. I don't think we have another aura. I did the draft a couple days ago, but I think Squire's Devotion was it. One of those would be pretty useful on a Pterodon right about now. Speaking of which, Our opponent has one. That's fun, right? Yeah. Well, obviously we're going to block it, but it does mean they're going to start gaining life and pulling away in the race. That's why we need a Dryad. That's not terrible, but it's also not great. Herd Caller. And we'll end our turn. Okay, vampire time. That's going to make our life more difficult. Man, looked like we were going to get there, and then our opponent slammed their own pterodons. Queen's Agent. That's the big lifelinky one, right? Yeah, more lifelink. Why not? And exploring. Right, so the reach guy is going to be the one to block again. I'd rather hold on to the pterodons if I can. So, ooh, another flyer. Oh God, these boards are, like I said, our opponent's pulling away in life, but you know, we got a lot of board, and we do have Tendershoot Dryad who will pull us out of this. Assuming the opponent isn't holding on to a removal spell. Who has fewer cards in their library? We do. Could come down to that. So yeah, they can use that to... Oh, Pious Interdiction. That's going to be annoying. Yeah, they can use that to pump their Suncrested Pterodon. They also have a 4/4 with lifelink now. No attacks that time. We don't have anything. We draw a blank. We know they're about to draw Pious Interdiction, which they will put on one of our guys. Obviously enough. Okay. Yeah, that makes it so we can't block and kill the thing anymore, so it's worth it in that sense. All right, they're both, all three are going to attack. Interesting. Okay. Well, we're going to find out if they have some sort of trick, and you're going to attack. Awesome. All right, so got to kill that Queen's Agent, and that's something we can actually do. So I say we do it. You're gonna block there, and you're gonna block here. It could be better to block with the Suncrested Pterodon, but if we lose a Pterodon right now, we're in a lot of trouble. So yeah, I think I'd rather block like that. Yeah. They may have one trick. They obviously don't have like 3. So yeah, we kill their guy. We lose a couple guys, but we keep the important ones, the defensive ones. Oh, we should have blocked the Sky Marcher. That was... No, I did that on purpose. So that this would be smaller. That was my plan all along. Come on. Get us to our Tendershoot Dryad. Martyr of Dusk. Do we really want you? I mean, I guess so. Sure. You're another creature who can do some things. Like block, primarily. That's what I mean by things. I think we have a Crushing Canopy in our sideboard. That's obviously coming in. Yeah, they have so much more life than we do. So I mean, their plan is basically, eventually they can go wide enough they can Alpha Strike, and we won't be able to kill them on the backswing because they'll have gained so much life. So No, not you. There we go. Martyr of Dusk, end our turn. What do they have for us now? Removal would be a problem. Another Squire's Devotion. It's an interesting decision not to put them both on the same creature, because then I can't block this, like, effectively. Okay. Lots of bodies coming over here. All right. Well, you're going to block here. You're going to block there. I guess these guys are going to team up and block here. And you're going to block here. Yeah, that's better than the other options. We get a vampire token, and we get a land. And we will end our turn. Man, this just feels like a losing battle, but the fact that we have Tendershoot Dryad means we could come back from this. I need to stop doing that. Block like that. Another creature. Block, block. Can I just set this up to autopilot or something? Well, that's a pretty big creature on the ground. We're actually starting to go wider than they are, but they're at 41 life, so it sort of doesn't matter. Yeah, we've got a lot of creatures over here, but your stupid guys have vigilance. If we can kill one of these dinosaurs, the other one won't have vigilance. So that's what we really want to do. Definitely bringing in Crushing Canopy. They have auras, aura-based removal spells, auras to augment their creatures. So yeah, they get to. This will thin out their deck a little. Maybe they'll get decked before we do if they do enough here. No, they decided not to. Ah, but they pumped that. That still doesn't really accomplish anything unless. Oh, all right. Let's see if we can win with Tendershoot Dryad before we deck ourselves. There it is. Dryad time. If they have a kill spell, if they've been holding onto one for a bomb, which they could be doing because, well, maybe. If they really had a kill spell, you think they would have gone after our pterodons by now, who are keeping them from killing us. With the amount of life they're gaining, like, I don't even know if a Sapperling army will... This board is outrageous. I don't know if the Sapperling army will be enough. I really don't. I mean, it probably will be. I mean, I'm making 6 power worth of Sapperlings every turn, and they're attacking for 6. I mean, it'll eventually add up, but, you know, it might not. We might deck ourselves first, which would be outrageous, but it could happen. Another land. We just did our turn. Another sapling. They're at 65. Isn't that great? Our board is getting so small because we have so many things on it. Because we can get rid of this, make it a little bigger. Raptor Companion. They're at 71. We're going to get decked before we can kill them. We do have 15, 18, 21 power worth of saplings over here. But the thing is, they can block and gain life in the process. I'm sure they're saying, this is insane. Yeah, this... Agreed, my man. This is hilarious. This board is outrageous. And someday, maybe we'll get in for enough damage. No, do you have a kill spell? Vana's Hunger. That's not hilarious, you bad person. Well, now I really don't think we can win. Sacrifice 11 creatures. Okay, goodbye, 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 goodbye. Honestly, like, Crested, you're not that good right now. Saplings, well, you're a little better than a sapling, so... Okay. The game continues. I really think the whole reason they decided not to get Legion Conquistadors is because they're hoping I'll deck myself first. And I will. So it was well played. Especially since they slow down the sapling nonsense. Ooh, interesting. Do we have anything in our graveyard that matters? No. But now if he kills one of these, we can get it back. We're going to have seen both of our entire decks, so that'll be interesting. We'll know exactly how to sideboard. Like we're saying, Crushing, Canopy, Plummet, things like that are going to be really good here. Baffling End. Do you even do anything? I mean, I guess so. Get rid of this flyer. This really is hilarious. Might be boring for you to watch. I apologize if it is. This is going to be a long match just because of this first game. Okay, another flyer actually does matter. But I don't know if it matters yet since they're at 95 life. It does mean we can block and kill a Pterodon thingy. Mausoleum Harpy, okay. Yeah, you've got the City's Blessing. I don't think it's worth blocking and killing one, though, honestly. Like, we just need to keep doing this. Maybe killing one would be worth it, but it's a little late for that to matter. So we got one card left in our library, so we're just going to go for it this next turn, I guess, and see what happens. We're definitely not swinging for 101, I can tell you that. Wonder what our last card is. Sanguine Glorifier. The vampires really were not the problem in this game. It was these Sun-Crested Pterodons, who are much better than most people gave them credit for in this format. So block and block. What's our last card? And we're going to go to combat and attack with everything, because why not? Get in there, everybody. They have 2 cards left in their library. I really wish one of the things I had in my hand was just like, I don't know. There's nothing that can win me the game here. They're really thinking about this, but they could probably just take it all. Like, 24, 27, 30, 33. Oh, okay, maybe not. 36, 39. No, they could. It's about 70 damage. And yeah, so. And they're going to kill us on the backswing. They could have just taken it all. That's how much crazy life they have. And they lost their Mausoleum Harpy. And now we're dead. We're actually not dead on board is what's hilarious. We're dead because maybe I should have done that more, huh? It didn't really put a dent in their life, though, when you really look at things. Like, it really only made a very small difference. Why are you not blocking? Reset blockers. Block, I said. Why is it not letting me block? It really doesn't matter, but it is not letting me block, and I don't know why. And we're dead. So we decked ourselves. Wow. Okay. So plummets are good. Maybe we want them. And Crushing Canopy is great. These, like, dudes on the ground, how good are they? We probably just cut frillbacks. I mean, they were already... It does cut our dinosaurs down, but we still have a bunch. They have a lot of flyers, so I'm really feeling okay about 2 plummets and a Crushing Canopy. We have to cut one more thing, though. I don't really want to cut another dinosaur, so maybe I cut... Man, what do I cut? I can probably get away with... This is pretty good against them, obviously. I think I can get away with cutting another dinosaur, and it's going to be a Raptor Companion. Our other 2 drops are just all better, so... See this game, if this game we don't lose to decking ourselves. Okay, this can's pretty solid, mostly because of the Explore. It will hopefully, I mean, no matter what, it'll get us to a card, a non-land card sooner than we would otherwise get. So even if it's drawing us a land, it means it's getting us deeper into our library. So we'll go ahead and leave that on top. Our 2-mana 3/2. Do they have a blocker? They do. Well, I'm going to attack. It's worth attacking in this situation just because the opponent may decide to just take it. Chances are they don't, since Gleaming Barrier gives them some value too, but even if it dies. But yeah, so Martyr of Dusk. This is where having a Raptor Companion instead would have been nice, because we would be playing a 4-mana 3/3 flyer. Instead, we're doing this. But it'll have flying one day. Turn 6 at worst, right? So we gotta get over the hump this time. In that last game, Moment of Craving, yeah. In that last game, we got close to killing them, and then they stabilized with their pterodons. Ooh. And that Chupacabra was certainly a part of that. And yeah, of course, now we draw a dinosaur. Gosh. There's their pterodon. Right now we cannot block. Hey, there's our pterodon. back to where we were, right? I think it's actually better to play the Dreadmaw here. Mostly because they have to add something to the board or the Dreadmaw's in trouble. So we're back at this nonsense. We got to draw one of our plummets or Crushing Canopies at some point, right? I guess we attack with everything first, actually. So just kidding. There's not really a reason not to. We can't block the guy up high. So get in there, everybody. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's better for them for sure. And then play our own Pterodon. Got 2 plummets and a crushing canopy. Gotta draw them, right? Oh my god. Now we like literally have to draw them or we're going to die. So come on. That's what we wanted to see. God. We're just gonna attack with that. We're running out of time to draw the one of the 3 cards we sided in. We get a treasure. Queen's Agent. So we definitely just take 5 to the face here and try to hold on to our Pterodon, because if we draw a Crushing Canopy or Plummet, well, that'll technically get us closer. Oh, come on. This Sun-Crested Pterodon Voltron nonsense is not fair. Especially when you've cited in answers for it. Come on. We got 3 of them left. By the time it's our draw step, we'll have 24 cards in our library. Just drawing another flyer will also give us a little more time, even if it won't. Do I just take it? Nah, could be a combat trick. We got to block. All right. Moment of truth time. Well, that will buy us another turn, but it is not what we were hoping for. Okay, your turn. Oh, that's a problem when you're at 6 life. I think we still survive a turn. But now even if we draw Crushing Canopy or something, I bet we're dead. I should just attack with... Well... I feel like they should just attack with everything because I have to commit 2 blockers to this. I have to block that. So you're going to get through for something. I actually don't have to block the Pterodon. That's worth keeping in mind, I guess. Since their hand is empty now. Okay. Well, I'm going to take the Pterodon. And... I guess I'm going to block this guy like this. So we go to 1. So yeah, we're dead to like anything. I just want to draw a Plummet or a Crushing Canopy just to do it. Okay, well, that also buys us time, but it doesn't because they have 5 attackers and we're at 1 life. Yay! That was rough. So we lose this one. You know, we lost to Sun-Crested Pterodon plus 2 auras, which is definitely really strong. But, you know, we did what we could against it. We could have won that first match if it went on forever, maybe. But we ran out of cards. The first game, I mean. So hopefully we do a little better in the second match. All right, we're going into our second match. We would like to play first. That is a horrible hand. And we're just going to send that back very quickly. This one's pretty good. You know, we do have 2 of our 5 drops. Do we just want to draw Luminous Bonds? I mean, we have Martyr of Dusk and Baffling in for early. We definitely do need to draw some lands. And not drawing Luminous... Yeah, I think we want to draw it, unfortunately. I mean, you know, it's a good thing to draw, but at the same time, not hitting a land is going to kind of suck when you have 2 5-drops in your hand. So we'll see what happens. It's just hard to put Luminous Bonds on the bottom. Yeah, Fanatical Firebrand is a problem. It's good against our Martyr. Though not great. I mean, you know, I could be playing something that doesn't make a token when it dies. So, at least we're not doing that. We'll just go ahead and take it. Okay, well, we did hit a third land, which is nice. We're going to go to combat and attack. All right. Don't want to use Baffling End on this guy, obviously, or Luminous Bonds. So we do have both of those online, though, which should give us time to find a fifth land for these other two cards, theoretically. Just have to see what happens. That is a little scarier, but that drawing Jungleborn Pioneer there is pretty good. Obviously, it sort of counters Menace. So, Pioneer it is. I could Baffling End it, and I might still. For now, I think building our board there was better. I hope they put... Oh, Bombard, that's annoying. I was going to say, I hope they put an Aura on him, but since they didn't, we're probably going to Baffling in the guy with Menace. Well, now I probably play the Branch Walker. Just keep racing here and then play Branch Walker. Wouldn't mind hitting a land. If I hit a land, I can also play Baffling End. If I don't hit a land, well, I did hit a land. I was say if I don't hit a land, then they can kill it with this guy, which they'll probably do. But I think it's Baffling End time on the Trailblazer here. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if we play, all right, opponent scoops. That's interesting, considering what all they still had in their hand. But I guess they thought it was just over. Yeah, we could have played Tendershoe Dryad. We wouldn't have been able to. We would have had to go Pterodon Knight. But we eventually would have been playing these two big guys who could lead us to victory. Sideboards. Yeah. This could be a place where the Conquistador is good with, you know, our opponent has a bunch of small creatures, bringing those three in for, like, the Frillbacks or something could be nice. But I like the Frillbacks usually because they can trade up for some of the bigger creatures around. We didn't see any of those, and a Pirate deck isn't super likely to have those. But you can't know for sure. So for now, I think I leave it. Okay, this is another good one. We have a 2-drop, bunch of 3s. One of them can pick off an X1, which we saw a few of. One of them has Explore, so I feel pretty good about it. Then we have a big chicken at the end, as people have affectionately started calling Suncrested Pterodon. Ooh, that's not what you want to see on turn 2. Stopping him is a real pain. Good news is, like, Ixalan Archer can block him forever, and so can Suncrested Pterodon. Bad news is we're taking 3 right now. Yeah, that's a pretty good start. I think I'll leave my companion back because it can trade with the Corsair. It's tempting to just play Ixalan Archer here. I mean, at least make them pay 4 life immediately. That's one way to look at it. And then they have to have a trick or something to punch through it. That's not bad. Or, you know, Bombard would work too. The Seer's tempting to play because it can power out the Pterodon, who can also effectively block everything. But that's only if I hit another land. You know, and then there's also Frillback, who's okay. But I think we play the Archer. And we fight this. They pay 4, most likely. Yeah. We don't even have to use the ability anymore, but we will. What the hell? And then we'll end our turn. So yeah, if they have Bombard, that's going to be annoying, but at least we can trade with the Corsair, like if they bombard our Archer. Yeah, they do have Bombard. So we're going to take 3 from Vanguard here. Most likely. No, yeah, I am going to trade with your Corsair. That much I can tell you. Okay, so 4th land. So let's go with the Seer. Now, if they have like a removal spell for it immediately, we can at least get back our Raptor Companion. It's always nice to have that in your back pocket with the Seer. Like, if you don't have a Dino in your graveyard, it's not as good as it is if you do have a Dino in your graveyard. All right, so we're going to take 3. Corsair, another big one. Okay. Yeah. What to do here? I'm not close enough to play City's Blessing to get City's Blessing to like feel good about playing the Dryad right here. I'm leading towards Wayfinder Snubhorn Sentry. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And we kind of want this to be a 3/3, but and it is. And we have a Baffling End, which can deal with a Danto Vanguard. So thank God, there's an end in sight. And I'm also gonna play Snubhorn Sentry and end the turn. So our Wayfinder can trade for the Corsair. I think that's what we want to do. Baffling End, thank you for helping my life. Okay, so we're going to block, try to get a trade here. They may have a trick. Nope, no tricks. Relentless Raptor, that's also kind of a problem, but not as much of one. So we're going to play Baffling End here. Say, get out of here, man. Get out of here. And then we're going to play Frillback, who can trade with the Raptor, provided they don't have a removal spell. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're getting there on City's Blessing, too. So it's got to attack. So Frillback is going to be blocking it. Right, another trade. Another Relentless Raptor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you'll be 8, and then 9 on their turn. So we have 5 mana. Do I play the Branch Walker? Or do I play the Pterodon? I'm leaning towards the Pterodon. Yeah, I think we play the Pterodon and just get this brick wall into play that can also start attacking. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're getting closer to this also being a 3/3. So we definitely block a Pterodon. Oh, they got something. Dinosaur Stampede. Okay, well, that is a 2-for-1. We do take... Oh, no, we don't take anything. We will take that 2 for 1. Oh, no, it's not. I only do 2 damage. What am I talking about? Okay, so now we're at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Tender Shoot Dryad plus the Dryad, the Sapperling it makes, will give me City's Blessing, which will be good for multiple reasons. Question is whether they're holding on to removal. I think we still go for it. We end our turn. Boom, City's Blessing. All right, we got there. Tender Shoot Dryad saved the day in the end. Managed to stave off their assault, their relentless assault. So we're 1-1. Hopefully we can go 2-1 in the next match. All right, we're looking to go 2-1. It's our final match. We would like to play first. This is a good one. Turn 2 Branch Walker is always nice, especially on the play. If not all decks can just play something that can trade with it if it's a 3-2. And even if it's not, it draws us a card. And we've got 2 removal spells and Pterodon Knight for later. Not a card I usually play, but I think this was the right deck for it. I think it was better to play in this deck over Conquistadors just because it's going to have flying so often. And, that's a good thing, obviously. If you can consistently have this be a 4-mana 3/3 flyer, it's a good card. And I think our deck can pretty consistently do that. It has. Most of the time when we've played it, I guess we only really got it during that crazy first game we played that went for forever and didn't really accomplish much other than making the game last even longer because it gave me another flying blocker. And they had to find something to draw to make it so it couldn't do anything. Okay, so we're going to walk some branches here. See what we get. I would prefer it were a 3/2. It's not like we're desperate for lands right now, so see if that's what we can get. Sometimes, yeah, we hit a land, but which is, less than ideal here, but I think Explorer's a mechanic people underrate because they're like, well, at least they were underrating early on because they're like, well, all it's going to do is draw me a land or let me look at a card on top of my library. But when you're drawing this land, you're actually getting 1 card closer to not drawing another land. So Kitesail Corsair is enough of a problem, I think, that I probably want to play Baffling in. I'm also just willing to trade my Branch Walker, though, so let's offer that trade first. Get in there, Branch Walker. Yeah, just trade away. No, okay. Fine then. Yeah, we're just gonna Baffling End it. Next turn we can play our Pterodon Knight at least. Goodbye, Kitesail Corsair. So blue does have the potential to be bouncing this and getting a 3/3 Dino, but I think that's less scary than a 2/1 flyer, honestly. So okay, they're just gonna kill my guy. Okay, just trade removal there. All right, so I think we play the Knight. We can give it flying next turn by playing our Frill back. Bombard, another Bombard. Yeah, wow. All right, well, do you have more removal for our poor little Frill back? We'd like to stop drawing lands. Is that an option? Can we choose the not drawing more lands option, please? Ouch. I think we still offer the trade. It's a little shaky given what we got going on in our hand. They're gonna take it. And now we're out of creatures now, so we've really got to stop drawing lands now. We do have a removal spell. If they play something scary, we can slap Luminous Bonds on it. But this is one of the matchups where it's a little less good because there's bounce spells at common and uncommon. Nice. We did it. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, we're gonna have to luminous bonds that, because that gets way out of control if you don't. So yeah, we're just gonna go luminous bonds into our turn. We have the city's blessing, so if Tender Shoot Dryad, if you want to show up, this would be a good time for you. Sailor of Means. So they may be splashing some off-color bombs, which may make me regret luminous bondsing Tilanali Summoner. Yeah, that makes me regret it. Oh, okay. So this can ping us for 1, which basically makes it so I can't block it. So we're going to block the Spire Winder, though. And we're going to take 5. Sack our Evolving Wilds. Grab a Forest, I guess, since we seem to have fewer of those. Ouch. Okay. Well, that's not so good. Not so good. Uh-oh. Entrancing Melody. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. So 3, 4, 8. It's not going to be easy for us to come back now. Yeah, we're just going to scoop. We did finally draw a creature, but it was too late. Too little, too late. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything I want to bring in here. Didn't see a bunch of flyers or anything. Well, did we? Actually, it's probably fine to bring in 1 Crushing Canopy. They probably have Water Knot too, and we know they have a few flyers at least. So maybe bringing that in and cutting like a frill back is fine, yeah. I don't want to go all in on the plummets and everything just because I'm not sure they have that many flyers. Okay, this is a keep. This is a case where with the Branchwalker, we're kind of like, please hit a land because we have 2 5-drops. And Atsakanseer can help us get to them, which is nice. All right, we hit a land already anyway, but I still wouldn't mind hitting one. I could go either way this time. Either way, 3-2 would be cool. You're going to go in the graveyard, buddy, but we do have a 3-2. All right, we're going to get in there with this thing, which is definitely what you want to be doing. Then we can play Seer, and then we can go Pterodon, hopefully. Don't have a dinosaur in our yard, so if they like lightning strike it, we can't get it back, unfortunately. Pterodon Knight is not a dinosaur. He just likes them. Yeah, so like I said, that's a case where you really wish that you kind of wish that we had a dinosaur in the graveyard just because we would get some value out of it. Well, I mean, you know, it's still traded for a removal spell, which is value, but we would have gotten a lot of value because they would have played a removal spell and we would still get a card back. So, play our Evolving Wilds. I'm kind of hoping they pay 4 and play the Spire Winder, and we can just go Crushing Canopy, crack Evolving Wilds, play Suncrested Pterodon. Ooh, they just have all the removal, man. All the Bombards. They've got to have Water Knots too, right? I mean, right, sack this. Get a Forest. And it is Pterodon time. And next turn we can play a second one and hopefully start swinging for 2 in the air. Okay, they play a Spirewinder. Interesting, interesting. Maybe we just slam the Dreadmaw here. I think we do. And we end our turn. There's Waterknot, so we have 2 Crushing Canopy options. I think it's probably still going to be better to go after the Spirewinder, but we have another turn to think about it. Yeah, end our turn. Waterknot number 2. So Crushing Canopy was a good choice to bring in, I'd say. Okay. Do like Squire's Devotion. I think we just play Squire's Devotion here, Crushing Canopy the Spirewinder, and start going to town. How's that sound? I think it sounds pretty good. Waterknots are annoying, but Suncrested Pterodon with Squire's Devotion can single-handedly win us the game. And even if it doesn't, like, we get us all the way there, it's going to make it hard for our opponent to win. They have 1 card left in their hand. If they can cast Entrancing Melody right now, which would definitely be a nightmare. I can tell you that. So we're going to attack. We do not want to see Entrancing Melody. We need to kill them rapidly. Okay. Speaking of rapidly killing them, I think we just play out everything in our hand here. God, if they have Star of Extinction or something, this is going to hurt, but 3, 5, 6. I think making sure we have lethal. No Star of Extinction. No Star of Extinction. All right. Got there. I wish I had more Crushing Canopies. Like, can I turn my Plummets into Crushing Canopies, please? Trying to decide if I want to bring them in. I don't think we do. I don't think so. I think just the canopy is good. Yeah. Not the greatest hand. I think I'd probably send this back. Yeah. This one's better. Branchwalker on turn 2 is good. We're going to draw this and then play Branchwalker, so we may then hit another land. Would we like to hit this land? I mean, we do really want to get to 5 mana and try to win the game with Pterodon or Tendershoe Dryad here. They do have Bombards, so it can kill the Dryad, but their Waterknots are pretty useless against it. But I have to decide if I want to draw this land. I think I'm okay with drawing it, partly because of Explore and partly because I know I'm going to need 5 lands at some point. I mean, yeah, drawing like a 3 or 4 drop would be nice, but Trailblazer. Now what I really want to draw is Atsukan Archer. Yeah, we'll take it. It also helps us ascend. Yeah, Sailor Means is a good blocker for sure. think we go ahead and cast Baffling End on the Trailblazer. And we end our turn. Maybe attacking would have been worth it there because we could threaten to actually like do something, but yeah, we'll take one. They get to raid. Discarding Kitesail Corsair. I guess against the Pterodons it does get pretty ugly late, but that's still a little surprising to me. Do we attack with Branchwalker and offer this trade? Not sure I do. I think I just play Pterodon Knight here. In my turn, see if something eats a Bombard. We kind of want them to like fire off their Bombards like they have been. So that Tendershoot Dryad can just do his thing. I'm definitely playing him last, waiting until my opponent's in top deck mode or close to it, or until I have to play it because we're on the verge of dying or there's no other way for me to get back ahead. I mean, we don't have the City's Blessing anyway, so it's not like it's not a huge deal. Okay. So we will play Pterodon, which will give Pterodon Knight flying flavor. And yeah, so we'll attack with the Pterodon Knight, who for now is bigger than Spirewinder. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, Tendershoot Dryad will get us the City's Blessing. I say we block. Then that might make them fire off Bombard. It does. So, you know, our Pterodon Knight loses flying, but maybe we just play Raptor Companion and attack in the air again. Yeah, I think that is what I want to do now. Play another Bombard. Haha, yeah. They did it. That's secretly what we wanted. Okay, they're going to double block. We will kill that guy. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so as soon as we play Tendershoot Dryad, we will get the City's Blessing. Well, by our opponent's turn anyway. So we've got to hope they don't have more Bombards. We've seen them play 2 every game. And so let's hope that's the only 2. Ooh, yeah, I'm glad they don't have the City's Blessing, but that's still kind of obnoxious. All right, we take 2. All right, Tendershoot Dryad, can you do it? You do make water not look bad. Let's get a forest. Yeah, City's Blessing. Does our Tendershoot Dryad live? D-dum? D-dum? I'm not sure what that means. Hopefully it doesn't mean I have removal, because then we're in trouble. I feel like if they had removal, they would have just like fired it off on its face right away. Yeah, they got Water Knot, but that doesn't do a whole lot, luckily for us. This is big enough to block Saprolings now, though. Right, bring another to the table. I'm gonna play another creature, which is great right now. We want to try to go really wide here. Another land, but I'll take it. I'm gonna attack with one Saproling because, you know, maybe I have a trick. I'm sure they just block it, but it's worth doing because it's not like we can block their stuff over there. So yeah, they just block it. And we'll end our turn. We get another Sapling. They have one card. Entrancing Melody would be the nightmare here. They can cast it if they have it and steal our Tendershoot Dryad. Water Knot, okay. Okay, having to Water Knot our Saprolings is a good sign for us. We do need to race this thing in the sky, but we could draw one of our own flyers eventually, hopefully. And we can also, I think we just win the race if things stay the way they are. So we get in for 5, drop them to 12. Just give us like a Squire's Devotion or something to really... Tendershoot Dryad makes another friend. Not Entrancing Melody, not Entrancing Melody, not Entrancing Melody. I would rather they kill it than use Entrancing Melody, obviously enough. Okay, Tendershoot Dryad makes another friend. They had to stop attacking us, which means the race is certainly in our favor now. I think all the Saprolings attack along with Tishana's Wayfinder. What did the opponent say here? Number of outs equal 2. Yeah, I know you have Entrancing Melody, so I'm hoping, hopefully you don't draw one of those outs. You go to 4. You got 1 turn to draw an out. Let's see what happens. We will still have all the Saprolings we already have. So there's that, but they'll shrink back down to 1/1s. So we wouldn't be completely done, but we'd be close because Tendershoot Dryad would just wreck us because the same way it's wrecking our opponent right now. Oh God. Reckless Rage. He drew one of the outs. It's the one I prefer though. And I think they only have 2 blockers. They're at 4 life, so they're dead anyway. And just to make sure, let's do 1 more damage. I think Tendershoot Dryad did enough while he was alive for us to find the W here. Yeah. You gotta have something here. Yeah, we got there. Good job, Tendershoot Dryad. He drew the out a little too late. And yeah, it wasn't the melody, which would have been a problem. All right, so we 2-1 in the end. Tendershoot Dryad was a big part of the episode with Suncrested Pterodon. So that was good, a good draft. I'll see you guys in the next one.